Archangel Michael says, there are moments when heaven watches closely how you react to being overlooked, ignored, or undervalued. The tests of the soul are not always in storms or battles, but in the silence when someone stops seeing your worth. This is where your true power begins to rise in ways you never expected. The first sign is subtle. A friend no longer calls as much, a partner seems distracted, or someone you once trusted has placed you in the background of their life. These small cracks in their attention are not mistakes, they are signals, carefully arranged so you can step back and see what's really happening. It hurts, yes, but it also reveals the truth you needed. When someone no longer values you, heaven whispers that it is time to shift. The simple trick is not to chase, not to beg, not to demand. Instead, it is to withdraw your energy like the ocean pulling back before a mighty wave. Let them feel your absence, let them sit in the emptiness of what they once took for granted. 333. Type this blessing now, and may your spirit feel the shift that is already beginning. The angels will not let you fall, they will lift you higher as those who ignored you begin to notice what they lost. What looks like rejection is preparation for a better arrival. Archangel Michael says, when you step back in silence, the unseen world moves for you. The people who thought you would always be available suddenly feel the weight of your absence. They start to remember the way your words carried warmth, the way your presence gave peace, and the way your support held them up. This trick is not about revenge. It is about reclaiming your divine seat at the table of destiny. When you stop pouring into those who no longer honor you, your energy becomes a sacred flame that attracts only those who truly deserve it. The beauty of this action is how quickly things change. Those who pushed you away begin to realize that nothing feels the same without you. They search, they call, they wonder, because heaven has allowed them to taste the silence they created. Type Amen for blessing, and let the heavens open a door where honor and value will flow back to you. This shift will bring you into alignment with those who never stop seeing your worth. The world often teaches us to fight harder for those who walk away, but heaven teaches something different. Archangel Michael reminds you that when they stop valuing you, the power is in stepping back. This movement confuses darkness, because it expects you to beg, to weep, and to lose yourself in grief. But you will not. Instead, your silence will roar louder than any argument. Your calm withdrawal will echo in their spirit, reminding them that they mishandled someone chosen by heaven. They will try to replace you, but replacements do not carry the same light. This is why the trick works so quickly. Your absence reveals your presence more than your words ever could. What they overlooked becomes the very thing they chase. 333. Receive this blessing, for heaven has seen your tears and is sending back a double portion of love, respect, and honor. Archangel Michael says, remember this, when they don't value you, it is heaven's way of shifting your position. You are not meant to be caged in spaces where you are tolerated instead of celebrated. The withdrawal of your energy is not loss, it is divine redirection. Soon, those who ignored you will be awakened by regret. They will look for you in places you used to stand, but the light has moved on. They will realize too late that they lost someone heaven had planted as a blessing in their lives. You will not need to explain yourself. You will not need to shout your worth. Heaven itself will speak on your behalf, and the truth will be undeniable. Type Amen, and let this message open the doorway to your restoration. The angels are standing beside you even now, preparing new relationships, new opportunities, and new love that sees you clearly. Archangel Michael says, "The silence you keep is not weakness, it is strength cloaked in patience." When you no longer argue, no longer explain, and no longer force yourself into the lives of those who turned cold, the heavens take note of your restraint. What others see as absence, God sees as wisdom. You must understand that when someone does not value you anymore, it is not the end, it is the clearing of space. Heaven cannot deliver the right people, the right blessings, and the right opportunities while your heart is still chained to those who treat you as if you are replaceable. Your worth is not negotiable, and your value is not up for debate. This is why the simple trick works. By withdrawing, you cut the cord of energy that keeps feeding their arrogance. They suddenly feel the loss of what they assumed would always be available. That emptiness grows louder than your voice ever could. Type Amen now, and release this vibration of blessing. The angels will cover you in divine light and allow those who ignored you to witness your rise. Think of this as the turning of a page in a divine book. Each chapter of your life introduces characters, but not all characters are meant to remain until the end. Some must leave so that you can find the true ones who will value you endlessly. Heaven orchestrates this, even though it feels like heartbreak in the moment. Archangel Michael whispers that your silence creates reflection in their soul. At first, they may laugh at your absence, but as the days stretch, the laughter fades. They begin to notice the emptiness where your voice once filled their hearts. They remember the comfort you gave freely, the loyalty you showed without hesitation, and the love you carried without conditions. It is not until you step away that they truly see. This is the divine design. Your worth is too great to be seen as ordinary, so heaven arranges moments where your absence becomes the mirror of your value. 333. This blessing now seals your spirit with favor. You are entering a season where your energy will be honored, your heart cherished, and your presence valued deeply. The world might tell you to fight harder for their attention, but the angels say otherwise. To cling to those who do not honor you is to dishonor yourself. Your destiny is too sacred to waste in rooms where your name is spoken lightly. The trick is not to chase them, but to let heaven chase them on your behalf. When they suddenly return, confused by the silence, you will know the power of God's hand. They will not be able to explain why they miss you, why they think of you at night, or why their heart aches with guilt. But you will know. It is heaven reminding them that they mishandled a chosen one. Do not rush back into their arms. Stand firm in your worth. Let them prove with action, not words, that they have learned. Heaven will guide you to know who is truly for you and who is simply afraid of losing the light they once rejected. Type Amen for blessing, and let your heart remain steady as heaven unfolds its plan before you. Archangel Michael says, this is where the true shift happens. Once you withdraw and step back, something powerful is activated in the spirit. Those who misused you will feel restless. They will find no peace in the company of others. They will scroll through old memories, looking for traces of you, but none of it will feel the same. This happens because your energy is rare. Your love cannot be imitated. Your loyalty cannot be replaced. Heaven gave you these qualities not to be wasted, but to be treasured by those worthy of you. What they once overlooked, they now desperately crave. And what you once gave so freely, Heaven now protects under lock and key. Only those who honor your value will be allowed near it again. 333. Receive this blessing now. The angels have marked your spirit for restoration, for elevation, and for recognition in ways greater than you can imagine. Beloved, understand this: you are not losing them. They are losing you. And in that loss, they will feel the weight of heaven's justice. Every ignored message, every moment they chose others over you, every time they dismissed your worth, heaven records it all. Now heaven is shifting the balance. This simple trick of silence works because it aligns with heaven's justice. You are no longer carrying the weight of unappreciation. Instead, you are stepping into freedom, into dignity, and into your rightful place as someone heaven has chosen. They may come back, but not because you begged. They will return because heaven turned their heart back toward you with undeniable conviction. Whether or not you accept them will be guided by God, who knows your worth better than anyone. Type Amen, and allow heaven to settle the matter for you. Archangel Michael says, the heavens are watching how you respond right now. When you finally decide not to beg for scraps of love, not to plead for recognition, and not to chase after those who devalue you, a spiritual shift occurs. The universe itself bends to honor your choice, because you are stepping into alignment with your divine worth. You see, those who once overlooked you thought they had the power to decide your value. They thought silence, neglect, or coldness could reduce you. But your value was never in their hands, it has always been written in the eternal scrolls of heaven. Your worth is sealed, and no rejection can erase it. This is why the trick is so powerful. You simply turn your energy inward. You stop giving to those who take without gratitude. You create space for heaven to show you that you were never meant to stay in the shadows of their neglect. Type Amen to unlock the blessing of 333, for heaven is already shifting your story in unseen ways. The first wave of change comes quietly. They will sense something missing before they can even name it. Perhaps they wake up with heaviness on their chest, or their thoughts wander back to you in the middle of the night. This is not coincidence, it is heaven opening their eyes to what they wasted. At first, they will try to fill the void with distractions. They may surround themselves with other people, drown themselves in noise, or pretend they feel nothing. But nothing will ease the ache. What they are feeling is the truth, that they let slip through their fingers a soul that was a divine gift. Archangel Michael whispers that this ache will grow heavier with each passing day. The silence you keep is not empty, it is filled with your power. And that power echoes in their spirit like thunder they cannot escape. Type Amen for blessing, and watch as heaven uses your stillness as the loudest message of all. Then comes the second wave. Regret begins to creep into their heart. They replay your kindness in their mind. They recall the times you stood by them, the times you offered support without asking for anything in return, the times your presence alone lifted their spirit. Now they realize how deeply they misjudged you. The angels do not allow this regret to vanish quickly. It lingers, it grows, it wraps around their conscience until they are forced to face the truth. They begin to see that no one else brings the peace you brought. No one else carries the same light. No one else gives without hidden agendas. It is only after you walk away that they feel the full weight of your presence. This is the divine design. Heaven does not want you to waste your energy proving your worth. Heaven wants them to see it on their own, through the silence that speaks louder than words. 333. Receive this blessing, for the angels are realigning your path so only those who honor you will remain. Archangel Michael says, never confuse silence with surrender. You are not surrendering to their rejection, you are surrendering to heaven's timing. This distinction is what shifts everything. When they finally realize your value, it will not be because you fought for them. It will be because heaven fought for you. And when heaven fights, nothing can resist. Their heart will be stirred, their sleep disturbed, their peace shaken until they acknowledge what they failed to honor. But here lies the true miracle. By the time they come to this realization, you will have grown stronger. You will no longer depend on their recognition to feel complete. Your spirit will already be standing tall, clothed in dignity, moving in purpose, and shining with the blessing of God's hand. Type Amen to seal this word, and let the blessings of heaven overflow into your spirit. The final wave is transformation. As you pull back, you are not just teaching them a lesson, you are teaching yourself freedom. You are realizing that your worth was never meant to be bargained with. You are learning that those who cannot honor you cannot journey with you into the next chapter of destiny. This is the simple trick: you stop pouring into empty vessels. You stop watering barren ground. You stop lighting fires in places that only produce smoke. And in doing so, you reclaim your energy, your love, and your peace. Archangel Michael assures you that this trick always brings results. Some will return with apologies, some will watch from a distance in silent regret, and others will be permanently removed so new blessings can arrive. But every outcome leads you higher, not lower. 333. This is your blessing now. You are stepping into a season where your value is recognized, your heart is protected, and your energy is received with honor. Archangel Michael says, the path you are walking right now may feel heavy, but it is filled with divine meaning. Every person who ignores your worth, every relationship that fades, and every space where you are not celebrated is being used to show you the truth of who you are. You were never meant to be tolerated, you were designed to be valued. The trick you are learning is not one of pride, but of wisdom. It is the wisdom of knowing when to step back and allow heaven to speak louder than your voice. When you stop explaining, when you stop running after people who dismiss you, the heavens themselves declare your value in ways you cannot imagine. At first, you may feel the ache of loss. You may wonder why they could not see your worth when it was shining so clearly. But that ache soon turns into strength, and that strength becomes a shield, protecting you from those who cannot handle the weight of your light. Type Amen and claim the blessing of 333. Your worth is untouchable, your presence undeniable, and your journey unstoppable. What happens next is subtle but powerful. The same ones who believed you were replaceable begin to stumble in their steps. They look for laughter in new company but feel empty. They chase distractions but find no satisfaction. They look around the crowded room but still feel your absence like a haunting echo. This is because heaven designed your energy to be unique. No matter how many faces they see, no matter how many voices they hear, nothing compares to what you carried. You were sent as a divine helper, a healer, a blessing, and blessings cannot be imitated. Archangel Michael whispers that this realization grows stronger each day. It begins as a thought, then becomes a longing, and finally transforms into regret. They remember the times they overlooked you, and their conscience burns with the weight of what they lost. Type Amen now, and let your spirit remain in peace, for heaven is already balancing the scales. The trick is simple, but it is not easy. It requires discipline to stay silent when your heart wants to cry out. It takes courage to step away when every part of you wants to hold on. But once you master this silence, it becomes your greatest weapon. Your silence speaks what words never could. It declares, I know my worth. I do not chase. I allow what is mine to stay, and I release what is not. This vibration shakes the atmosphere around you, and those who once dismissed you cannot escape its echo. They will try to test you. They may send small messages, hoping you will break the silence. They may appear casually, pretending they don't miss you. But heaven urges you to hold steady. Let them feel the distance. Let them feel the truth. 333. This blessing seals your heart with strength, so that you no longer collapse under the weight of neglect. You will rise instead. Archangel Michael says, heaven does not allow rejection without a greater replacement. When one person fails to honor your worth, God already has another prepared who will see you clearly. But you cannot meet them if you keep running back to those who refuse to value you. This is why stepping back is necessary. It is not just about teaching them a lesson, it is about making room for what is truly yours. Heaven does not want you bound to those who make you feel small. Heaven wants you lifted to places where you shine without apology. Soon, you will look back and realize that the ones who ignored you were never meant to stay. Their rejection was the redirection. Their silence was the clearing. Their absence was the open door for something greater. Type Amen to accept this blessing, and let your heart release the weight of those who could not carry you. As time passes, they will feel the difference. Some will return, desperate to fix what they broke. Others will watch from afar, tormented by the reminder of what they lost. And some will vanish completely, unable to face the reflection of their own mistakes. No matter what form it takes, every outcome is a blessing. For those who return, you will see whether their change is real or temporary. For those who watch from afar, you will witness heaven's justice unfold in their regret. And for those who vanish, you will finally be free from the cycle of being undervalued. Archangel Michael assures you that this is not punishment, but protection. You are being protected from a lifetime of neglect, disappointment, and heartbreak. The trick of silence has pulled back the curtain, showing you who is truly for you and who never was. 333. Receive this blessing now, for your silence has spoken, your worth has been declared, and your next season is about to unfold. Archangel Michael says, what you are experiencing right now is not abandonment, it is repositioning. The rejection you feel is not to destroy you but to lift you out of spaces where your value was overlooked. Heaven has a way of using disappointment as the soil for your transformation. When someone does not value you anymore, your spirit feels it before your mind accepts it. The laughter feels forced, the conversations feel hollow, and the connection that once felt warm now feels cold. These are not accidents, they are signals that heaven is preparing you to move higher. The trick, beloved, is to stop resisting this shift. You do not need to prove yourself to them anymore. You do not need to perform for their approval. Instead, you step back and let heaven reveal the truth in silence. Type Amen and seal the blessing of 333, for your silence is not empty, it is filled with divine power that will shake their soul. At first, your withdrawal will confuse them. They will expect you to chase, to plead, to argue. But instead, they will find your silence, and that silence will pierce deeper than any words could. It will echo in their mind at night, reminding them of the void they created. Archangel Michael whispers that heaven allows this moment so they can see their reflection clearly. Every time they ignored your worth, every time they took your kindness for granted, every time they dismissed your love, it will all come back to them in waves. They will feel it as regret pressing heavy on their chest. This is where the trick works most powerfully. You are not seeking revenge, you are standing in your divine dignity. You are showing heaven that you choose to honor yourself even when others refuse to. And heaven always rewards those who honor their own worth. Type Amen for blessing, and prepare for the season where your value will no longer be overlooked. The longer your silence remains, the louder their conscience becomes. They begin to scroll through old memories, replaying moments when your presence brought them peace. They compare every new person they meet to you, and nothing measures up. The emptiness becomes undeniable. At first, they may try to hide it. They may laugh louder, distract themselves, and pretend they do not care. But late at night, when the noise is gone, the truth will knock at their soul. They will realize that they let slip away someone chosen by heaven. Archangel Michael says this is not about pride, it is about balance. The scales are being set right. The one who was devalued is now being lifted. The one who took for granted is now being taught. And the one who stayed silent will soon be celebrated. 333. Take this blessing now, for heaven is rewriting the ending to your story. The beauty of this trick is how it transforms you as well. By withdrawing, you learn to place your peace above their chaos. You learn that your energy is sacred, your love is priceless, and your presence is rare. You stop settling for crumbs and start preparing for the feast heaven has already set for you. You will notice something shift in your heart. The ache that once felt unbearable slowly turns into strength. The sadness that once weighed you down becomes a reminder of your resilience. And the silence that once felt like loss now feels like freedom. Archangel Michael reminds you that this is how the chosen rise. Not by chasing those who devalue them, but by walking with dignity until heaven opens doors that no one can shut. Type Amen and release your past into God's hands, for greater is coming. Soon, the cycle will complete. Those who ignored you will face their own reflection. Some will return, seeking forgiveness, carrying apologies that pour from their restless heart. Others will watch from the sidelines, unable to approach but unable to forget. And some will vanish completely, leaving the space clear for divine replacements. Do not fear any of these outcomes. Heaven already knows which ones are meant to stay and which ones are meant to fade. Your only task is to stand still in your worth and trust the plan unfolding before you. 333. This blessing now covers you in protection, peace, and purpose. What is coming will outweigh what was lost. What is ahead will shine brighter than what has faded.